Everybody, hope you're doing well. It is 11:21 on March 11th, 2021. It's on the eve of Purdue's first game in the Big Ten tournament. I am freshly shaved, shaven, as you can see. Um, I am getting ready for spring. That's what I do in the spring. Generally, I like to shave the beard this time of year, and since we're actually having spring this year, it's being proven by the fact that a storm just ripped through here in central Indiana. Had just torrential downpours. Actually caused me to move back when I was going to record this live cast because it was so noisy here at the BS Central Indiana headquarters here. But wanted to just touch base with you guys a little bit on the eve of the Big Ten tournament for Purdue. As I sit here in front of my television, Michigan State and Maryland are about to tip off. There's an ACC game I think that will be canceled. That was the other one that was going to be simultaneously televised because Duke found out they had a COVID positive, so they're out of the ACC tournament. I believe that means Louisville will re-enter the fray. Not really, I'm kidding. But Florida State will get a bye there, and they'll keep on rolling, survive and advance. But there's a couple interesting notes for me of the conference tournaments. Number one, it's a great time of year. It's fun to have so much basketball on. You get wall to wall basketball. I think that there's a tip off tonight at like 11:30. And I'm actually the reason I'm wearing a silly jersey. I'm wearing an old Juwan Johnson jersey. I only have one Purdue basketball jersey, and I'm wearing it down to Bankers Life to watch our Boilers play. And the to me, there's only really one time for a grown man to wear a jersey, and that is if you're being sarcastic. So I'm definitely doing that. But I'm excited to wear some Purdue gear down there as I go to the second session in Banker's Life. One interesting thing happened last night. Not sure. Greg McManus says, "What? We're all working today, Dowd." I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are, Greg. I apologize. I'm the only person that is going to be watching basketball. I apologize. I am fortunate though. I actually, some of you guys know this. I'm a contractor. I'm a product designer, and so on days like today, I actually am going to work, Greg. Okay, judgy Greg, hurtful Greg. I'm going to watch some basketball, and I'm going to work. I actually have some things I have to get done before I head downtown in Indianapolis. I'm probably going to head towards downtown about 4:30 or 5. If you want to carpool, let me know. I'm going actually with a pal of mine from IU, and it's going to be a great time. We're excited. He is different than me. He said he wanted to see IU season end in person. He's a bigger man than me. I really don't want to be in a tournament atmosphere when Purdue loses, especially around a bunch of hostiles. It's not my scene. So he's a bigger man than me, but it'll be fun to hang out with him. And I honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing IU beat. Who would they play? Let's see. Let me grab a bracket. I had it up here. So IU is going to play Rutgers. Sure, why not? I don't mind seeing IU beat Rutgers. Rugger. No problem with that at all. So on the docket today, in case you didn't know, you got Michigan State, Maryland, like I was talking about earlier. You got Minnesota versus Ohio State. I'm definitely rooting for Minnesota just because I want the rematch of Minnesota a lot more than I want any part of Ohio State. Indiana and Rugger starts the second session, and that's at 6:30 tip-off. And then you've got Penn State and Wisconsin. A lot of games I don't care very much about. A lot of games that I told you I really don't care very much about the Big Ten tournament. But, yeah, I'll go. And I definitely want to go just to say that I've been to a sporting event in this era, in this time frame. I'm excited to be among the living, be among human beings, be in a crowd, be in a group of people. I can't wait. It's going to be great. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's really interesting. It's not at Banker's Life. It's at Lucas Oil. I misspoke twice. The Lucas Oil is divided in half. It's very, very cool. Very weird, too, because of the limited seating, not bringing many people in. They're not going to fill the place up, obviously. But they've got an NCAA tournament court on one side of a curtain, and then on the other side of the curtain, they've got a Big Ten tournament court. It's very, very weird, very interesting. So they're not going to relay a court for Lucas Oil being used for the big dance. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about. I don't know if you guys saw this. 2 nights ago, Notre Dame had a awesome last second game winner. I think it's the first real March Madness game winner of this 2021 tournament season. It was great. They ran a play that Villanova ran where you have one guy run down the court and just kind of shuffle it backwards to the shooter, and he lets it fly. It was tie game. It was 64-64, I think, and I think they won 67-64, I believe. I don't have any stats in front of me, but interesting play, and that was pretty neat. Notre Dame advances in the ACC tournament. Well, last night, it went a little differently for Notre Dame. I don't know if you saw this. Not only did they lose to North Carolina, who I think is a pretty mediocre team, they lost with some gumption. They really lost. In fact, there was a 45-2 or something along those lines run by North Carolina at one point. Here, I'll get you the exact number. My son, who's the statistician, there was a 42-5 run, a 42-5 run by North Carolina in that game, and I got to tell you, I don't understand how you can allow that to happen if you're a Division I team playing a Division I team. North Carolina is not Superman. This isn't a North Carolina team that looks like anything close to a national title contender. They've looked very mediocre to me throughout the season, a lot like Duke, Michigan State, even Kansas, whose record is better than they are as a team. A lot of these teams just they don't look good. And but last night versus Notre Dame, damn, they looked good, and Notre Dame took it on the chin. Just got smoked and lost by 42 points. I think that's the most interesting result last night. It's been a good couple of days of basketball though, because if you stay up for the late ones, if you're watching the ones that are tipping off at 7-8 o'clock, the smaller conference games, there've been a lot of 1 or 2 possession games. That's a ton of fun, yeah, it definitely feels like March. And I got to tell you, I'll reiterate this. You haven't gotten this from me. I just feel so blessed that we're in this situation that we're actually watching basketball again. Last year was tough for a lot of reasons. It felt surreal, just kind of having everything grind to a halt. But we're already past that because last year I think there was only one Big Ten tournament game played. I think I believe it was IU. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think there's one Big Ten tournament game, and then there was a Big East game canceled at halftime or something along those lines with St. John's in it. That iconic picture of the St. John's mascot sitting in the arena by himself in the stands is pretty iconic and pretty tough to look at. But it's great. It's great to have this back for me. And let's see. Yeah, Greg says 42-5 run. You can't really concede that. And I don't see how you can say that's anything but a team just absolutely rolling over that Notre Dame score. So it's crazy. Luke asked, did you watch the Northwestern Minnesota Rock fight last night? I did. I watched actually the last 10 minutes. I think I watched the interesting part because Minnesota's comeback. I believe Northwestern was up, if I remember correctly, like 46 to. It was awful. It was awful. It was really, really bad. And it looked to me like the funny thing is I've marveled at how badly Minnesota has played this second or the last third of the season, and they really carried over that into this part of the game. There were some interesting stats in that game, and I'm not a big Carr fan at Minnesota. I think he just shoots too much, doesn't make enough shots. Everybody loves the guy. The media love him, talk about how great he is just because he puts up big numbers and he averages a decent amount of points per game. But he puts up so many shots, and Minnesota as a team put up so many shots. I got a stat for you from that game really quickly, and that is in three-point field goal shooting this season, Minnesota is 339th in the country in percentage of three-pointers made. Part of that is a guy, Carr is one of those guys who just jacks up shots, doesn't make a lot of them. In attempts, though, they're 20th. They've shot 678 three-pointers. And that right there is probably the answer of my question, how they have played so badly in the last third of the season, is they just shoot and shoot and shoot and really don't have the ability to keep possessions alive. They're not that great of a rebounding team. I'm still, I know it doesn't matter at all, but that loss to Minnesota still smarts for me as a Purdue fan. I can't believe they let that one go. A lot of Purdue fans have asked the question why Ohio State is ranked so much higher than Purdue. I would argue games like that especially towards the end of the season. I think that's because that's right before Purdue's 5-game run. Pollsters remember that stuff. I really don't understand why Ohio State is elevated so high. A lot of you guys have put the ranking of Ohio State. The head-to-head, of course, matters 2-0, but that's not really that big of a deal because Purdue's a quality opponent. But Ohio State being elevated as high as they are, many people think they're going to be a 2 seed. I don't know. I do know that I don't wish Purdue was playing Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament just because I think that's a tough draw. To try to beat a team a third time is really, really difficult. Yeah, that game that loss to Minnesota is really, really tough to swallow. And Greg McManus says I think he's talking about, I don't know which one he's talking about. Sorry, Greg. But anyway, I got way ahead of myself. You guys know that the attention deficit is a real thing for me. Never diagnosed, but I'm positive that I have it. I want you to go find a television. And if you're in a position where your work allows it, damn it, watch some basketball today. Have a great day. Enjoy the national, really 2-week holiday that is conference tournament rolling into NCAA tournament. This is such a weird year because of the schedules are a little off, a little different, but it's going to be a ton of fun. And right now I'm watching Michigan State warm up in Lucas Oil. It's cavernous there. I mean, behind the baseline. So what they did, they set the court sideways on the football field. It's a much different configuration for Lucas Oil for football. So I believe one baseline is closer to the stands. I believe it is, and I think I'm going to be in one of those stands. So if you're going to be down there, say hi to me if you want to. Look forward to seeing you and maybe having a $15 pretzel or something. Who knows? Have a great day. God bless you. Hammer down and sound off on Twitter. Also, make sure, this is important, make sure you enter the Boiled Sports Bracket Gasm. It's going to be fun. I think we got like 100 people so far. We're still days away from Selection Sunday. But get in now. And the reason I want you to get in now is 1 or 2 years ago, ESPN limited it, and we didn't see it coming. And I don't know. I don't think there's a limit, and I hope there's not a limit on how many people can enter. But enter the Boiled Sports Bracket. We really do have a sponsor. We've got AJ's, eatajs.com, our pals there. Adam reached out to me and said, hey, I'd love to give something. So he's going to give a gift card. I don't know how much for. I assume $7,000 or $8,000. I'm kidding, Adam. So there's going to be a AJ's gift card. There's going to be a poster of the pubs of Golden Black, which are a lot of iconic places around campus. We're going to give away a piece of gear or two, we don't know, from the Boiled Sports marketplace. There's some good stuff on there. That's really nice stuff. It's a little bit expensive. I understand that, but for you guys, it's not too much because we care for you. Michael has offered to give away some services. He's going to help you with various things. You can check our Twitter feed with some of his suggestions. Who knows what's going to happen there? And the funniest name, I want to give away a prize there too. Yeah, Andrew Day has similar idea of me as I do. As he looks ahead, he says, "Can't wait to lose that bracket contest." I'm kind of with Andrew. I get worse every year at my bracket predictions, so I'm right there with you. It doesn't stop me from trying. Doesn't stop me from coming up with a theory of how I'm going to make my picks this year. But I don't do it well. I think I look back on the last bracket, so 2 years ago that actually happened. I was in like the 32nd percentile. Not great. Jay is actually pretty good at this. He tends to do very well. And if he doesn't do well, he will tell you why he's not doing well and makes up a story. But he's actually pretty good at it. Good at guessing college basketball. I think it's very, very difficult to do this. But who knows? Have fun with it, though. Yeah. Ultimate Boiler says, love the bracket contest. Can't believe you guys haven't done it before. What? That's not true. That's not at all true. And I don't know if that's a joke. We actually gave prizes away over a decade ago. So yeah, and we used to do the bracket challenge as we would give people the ability to come on the old format podcast. We had people come on. We'd have people do a guest post. So we've done that. Don't know if that's sarcasm, but we've done it. We've done it a lot, and we're old. That's part of the thing. The website is just under 15 years old, I think. November of 2006 is when the website started. So we've been around, and yeah, we've done it before, and I hope that's sarcasm. Maybe it's not, but it's okay. If I'm glad you're in it. If you are in it, I hope you're in it. Thanks all to thank you to martinvintage.com. Enter Boiled at checkout. Nice t-shirts, get 15% off. Thanks to gridironmetalworks.com. Gridiron Metalworks, Derek and Paul, and just a great team over there. Enter Boiled Sports for a gift there. And that is about it. I'm really going to sign off this time. So I'm at about 15 minutes. Okay. Ultimate Boiler says, not sarcasm. I've only been following BS for around 5 years. Where you been, man? Only been following us for 5 years. I mean, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. It's okay. It's funny, like, because it's been a pretty big part of my life, Boiled Sports has. We started the website as it was kind of a off-cropping of, we used to have a email thread, me and me and Jay and a bunch of us that were, I've done that twice in the last 2 weeks where I've screwed up on the names, but me and Jay and a bunch of pals from Cary Quad that we all used to hang out with, we just talk about football. And so instead of keeping that email thread, we started the site, and one of my friends said he gave it 2 weeks. We have that in the frequently asked questions. We used to have it in the margin, and now we're pretty deep into it. It's been a while, but my wife always jokes, why don't you do something that actually pays you? Because it does take a lot of time. This time of year, I love it. Obviously, the frequency I've posted these videos with shows that how much I like doing it. It's fun. The Michigan State game and Michigan State and Maryland game has tipped off. It's 0-0, 30 seconds into it. Just for those of you who aren't in front of a TV, get in front of a TV, damn it. Talk to you soon. God bless you. Have a great day. Hammer down. We'll talk soon. Thanks for everybody for tuning in and asking questions. See you on Twitter.